dish my family likes to make is anything that has salmon or roasted fish on it. Now, fish used to be something that really intimidated me. I didn't realize how simple it was to make it in the oven until my dad showed me how to make a foil pack. And come to find out that his dad showed him how to make a foil pack of fish. The recipe that we use is, get really heavy duty foil. You can heat it on the grill or put it in the oven. You put your fish in, some good salt and pepper, maybe lay some onions on there, maybe put some capers or tomatoes and some lemon. Fold it all up, throw it in the oven for, depending on what fish, 20 minutes, maybe less, 10 minutes. It all depends as your baking time, but the recipe never really changed. We used to use really nice white haddock. I think we used some tilapia the one time. It's a fabulous, really fall apart, melt in your mouth fish recipe. As I started to experience some other flavors, and down here in Florida, when I start going out, the blackened seasoning just calls to me. So you can do blackened salmon, you can do blackened anything. You can do blackened fish, you can do blackened shrimp, blackened scallops, anything you want. You can cook salmon in the oven, you can cook it on a pan. It's pretty darn versatile, and it's so easy. Salmon takes about 3 minutes to 4 minutes on each side. I like mine pretty well done, so I'll cook it probably about 4 or 5, especially if it's a really nice big thick slice like this guy. This one I got from the farmer's market last week. I had it in the freezer since then, and the farmer packaged it up for me, or the fisherman I should say. He packaged it up and I didn't even realize that the skin was still on it. A lot of times when I go down to the local fish monger, I always say that word wrong, I'll just ask them to take the skin off. So then if you want to do it on the stovetop, it's a lot easier. But here I'm going to do it in the oven on my stone. And the skin is just going to get crispy because it's going to be on the bottom, and the flesh of the meat of the fish, the salmon, is just going to fall right off. I don't particularly like to eat the skin. You can, either way, if you want, it'll be a nice crispy skin. You can use coconut oil, and since we are in the middle of summer, the coconut is pretty liquidy. Coconut oil liquefies at about 75-80 degrees. So you don't need to pre-warm it. If you needed to melt the coconut, I'm also feeling, see if there's any bones in here. The salmon is not at 78 degrees. You can see it's hardening the coconut oil. We're gonna put this right in here. And of course I use both my hands again. Oh, it doesn't matter. I was gonna wash my hands, but the spice rub that I have here isn't going back in, so I can just use this. This is a blend of salt, pepper, paprika. I think there's a couple different peppers in here, probably a little bit of onion, but it's my Cajun blend that I've been using for years. I use this on burgers, I use this on red meat, I'll put this on some fish, and we like it pretty seasoned. I'll put it on the sides here. And you know what, I'm even gonna put some on the skin so that it gets nice and flavored. So it's pretty much just a spicy salt and pepper blend. And we're gonna pop this in the oven. It takes about 15 minutes. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now, I just pulled out my salmon from the oven. In the other video, I showed that I put some coconut oil, some Cajun seasoning, and I'm baking it on my my stone. You can do it on a pizza stone if that's all that you have. You're gonna get the same great taste and flavor. I cooked it at 375, and this particular piece I cooked for about 15 minutes, and then I let it rest for a couple minutes just so that everything kind of cooled down and it cooked a little bit more. Since the pizza stone holds its heat so well, it does continue to cook a little bit longer. It's smooth, it's flaky, it's really good. My pepper spice doesn't have a whole lot of salt in it. So if you're looking for got a lot of pepper, there it is. Not a lot of salt. So if you're looking for more of a salt and pepper, just make sure you get a good layer of salt down and look at what's in your spice mixes in case you need salt later. But what's cool about salts is you can always put that on. This particular, this salmon, this recipe, this is probably a little bit too much spice for my daughter, but she's getting to like spice more and more as she gets older. You can, I don't know if you could see from how I have this, you can flake this right off. It comes right off the skin. And this is why I wanted to cook it in the oven instead of on the pan, because I myself don't like the skin. There's nothing, it's all up to personal taste. I'm not real big into fish skin. So you can flake this off and you can eat it, or you can, put it on your plate and the skin will just stay at the bottom if you want to take each fork at a time. Okay, cool things you can do with salmon. Salmon makes a really good niçoise salad. A traditional niçoise salad is tuna, olives, potatoes, green beans over greens with a light vinaigrette over top. I make it with salmon. A friend of ours had a restaurant years ago and I just fell in love with it. Started making it on my own when the restaurant closed up. And now what I do is I put it on my kale salad. So go back to the very beginning of this course and look at Kelly's famous garlic kale salad. Make some salmon and add some potatoes if you want. Sweet potatoes, roasted sweet potatoes are even better. Add some Kalamata olives, some blanched and quickly sauteed green beans, and you have a fabulous niçoise salad. And if you want, you can even add some egg. That's, I think, a third part. Making a big platter is really good for family style dining, or if you have friends over, it's perfect to all of them. So put everything out, and you can even keep all of the individual condiments or toppings all in one. So a section of olives, a section of potatoes, a section of green beans, and a section of egg, and then throw the crumbled up salmon in the middle. What else do? We make Caesar salads with salmon. You can put it in a taco. You can put it in so many different things. Salmon is a really good fish. Try to get it wild if you can. It's better for you. It's one of my favorites. And don't be afraid of it. It's very easy to make. I think that's all I got for you tonight. Make some salmon. Get this stoneware in the oven. Make it work for you. Leave your comments, leave your postings, reach out to me, questions. Let me know what you're doing. As always, I will see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody.